Hi, my name is Mark Olives, and today I'd like to talk to you about rotator cuff problems. Could be tendonitis, could be tears, and just quick, easy ways to diagnose it. In the shoulder, the rotator cuff having problems is exceedingly common. To differentiate between a tear and a tendonitis is extremely difficult unless you've got a major tear. Now, if you've got a major tear in your rotator cuff, you will not be able to raise it up above a certain level. You're not going to get above shoulder height with that arm. And I don't just mean it's because you're limited due to pain. Tendonitis, a lot of those things, they won't let you raise it up because it hurts. But when you've got a full thickness tear, I could say I'll give you $1 million if you can get your arm up above here, and you just can't do it. The fact is you do not have the ability to lift your arm. When you've got that situation, unfortunately, the only treatment you have available to you is a surgical intervention. You have to have that thing repaired. Now, if you have a small tear of your rotator cuff, those are capable of healing. Your body will knit itself up. But if you keep doing things that are aggravating, as the body's trying to knit this structure up, you keep tearing it. And it tries to knit up and you keep tearing it. Well, you're going to keep prolonging this. So a lot of people, they'll have a thought of, you know what, I just got to work through this pain and I got to, it'll get better eventually. I tell people, do not do that. The shoulder is definitely one of those places where if you try and work through the pain, you're simply causing yourself more trouble. That thing is not going to heal up. So with a rotator cuff tear versus a simple tendonitis. Now what a tendonitis is just the tendon is inflamed or irritated. So how do you tell if you've got a tear versus a tendonitis? When it's a small tear, it's almost impossible to kind of differentiate it. Maybe it's a little more painful when you've got a small tear. You might notice there's more weakness available, but even those are tough because if you've got a bad tendonitis, if that tendon's really flared up, you're probably going to be in the same boat. And if you've had a tendonitis for a long time and maybe you haven't been using the shoulder, it's probably weak also. So those are very tough. But I tell people, just treat it as a small or a tendonitis and see what happens. You're not going to really do any damage to the rotator cuff if it's got a small tear by just trying to conservatively treat it with either physical therapy, or there's another video I've done that gives you one simple exercise you can do that will help your rotator cuff. Trying to do little simple things is the best way to go. But a quick, easy diagnosis for a rotator cuff tendonitis is simply take your arm, turn it to where your thumb is down, and extend upward. If you get up high and all of a sudden you just get terrible pain at end range, that's a sign that the rotator cuff tendons are irritated, because in this position what you're doing is you're compressing those tendons up against the bony ceiling here. Another test is to have your arm in like a chicken wing position, rotated downward and then go up. Again, if you get up into here and you get a bad pain, same kind of thing. I'm simply impinging or pinching those tissues together, and when I have pain in that position, it's a sign that the rotator cuff tendons are aggravated. So those are the kind of big factors that we utilize in physical therapy to look at if you have a tendonitis. And again, if you've got a tear, maybe there's a little more weakness associated with it. And then the big tears, they're really pretty easy to see that you just flat can't move. So I hope this helps you out in self-diagnosing any problem you might have. And hopefully you don't need any surgery and you can take care of this conservatively. Thanks.